When you think about the future of humanity, it's hard not to imagine cities on Mars, spacecraft flying between planets, and humans living among the stars. For decades, these ideas have seemed like something straight out of science fiction, the distant dreams of futurists and storytellers. But today, those dreams are inching closer to reality, thanks in large part to one man, Elon Musk. Whether you're a fan of his or not, Musk's vision for humanity's future in space is nothing short of revolutionary. In a world that often focuses on short-term goals, Musk dares to ask the big, bold questions. What if Earth isn't our only home? What if we could build a civilization on Mars? What if space travel could become as routine as flying across the globe? Through SpaceX, Musk is not just asking these questions, he's building the answers. In this video, we'll explore how Elon Musk's vision for space is shaping the future of humanity, the incredible innovations that have already changed the way we think about space travel, and why making life multi-planetary is not just a lofty dream, but a critical step for our survival as a species. To understand where Elon Musk is heading, we have to take a step back and look at where his obsession with space exploration began. Musk has always been a fan of science fiction, and he's not shy about admitting that books like The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and Foundation by Isaac Asimov had a profound impact on his thinking. In fact, Musk has openly said that science fiction isn't just fantasy for him, it's an instruction manual. That might explain why he's been so relentless in pursuing the future he's envisioned since he was a child. Back in 2001, Musk founded SpaceX with a vision that seemed straight out of a sci-fi novel. He wanted to make space travel cheaper and more accessible. His goal? To ensure humanity becomes a multi-planetary species. And while critics at the time thought it was nothing but a pipe dream, now, 2 decades later, it's clear that Elon's not just dreaming, but he's doing. But SpaceX didn't take off smoothly. In fact, Musk himself has said that the company came close to bankruptcy multiple times. The early years were full of failure after failure. The first 3 launches of the Falcon 1 rocket were complete disasters. All 3 exploded either during or shortly after takeoff, causing everyone, including Musk, to question whether they could really succeed. By 2008, SpaceX was on its last leg. The company was running out of money, and another failed launch could have spelled the end. But, as fate would have it, the 4th Falcon 1 launch was a success, marking the first privately developed liquid-fueled rocket to reach orbit. It was a monumental achievement, not just for SpaceX, but for private space exploration as a whole. NASA quickly took notice and awarded SpaceX a $1.6 billion contract to develop cargo missions to the International Space Station, also known as the ISS. That was the turning point. Fast forward a few years, and SpaceX was doing something nobody had done before, which was building rockets that could be reused. The idea was revolutionary. Until then, rockets were essentially one-time use machines, costing hundreds of millions of dollars each time. It's like buying a car, driving it once, and then throwing it away. But Musk knew that if space exploration was ever going to be sustainable, the economics had to change. Enter the Falcon 9, the game changer. This rocket not only delivered payloads into space, but also came back down to Earth and landed vertically. The first successful landing happened in 2015, and it sent shockwaves through the space community. Suddenly, the cost of getting things into space was plummeting, and the dream of regular space travel became a little more tangible. Since then, SpaceX has perfected this technology with dozens of successful landings, turning reusable rockets into a norm rather than an anomaly. So why does Musk care so much about space travel? Is it just about innovation, profit, prestige? Musk's ambitions go much further. His true goal is to build a self-sustaining colony on Mars. And no, this isn't some billionaire's fantasy. He genuinely believes that humans need a plan B if we're going to survive long-term. Whether it's an asteroid impact, nuclear war, or environmental collapse, Musk has made it clear that a single-planet species is vulnerable to extinction. His solution? Building a civilization on Mars. In 2016, Musk unveiled the interplanetary transport system, now known as Starship. This is the vehicle that Musk hopes will take humanity to Mars. Starship is designed to carry up to 100 people per mission and is fully reusable, reducing the cost of space travel even further. But getting to Mars isn't just about building the rocket. It's about solving countless other problems, like how to generate water, oxygen, and food on the red planet. How do you build habitats that can withstand the harsh Martian environment? And let's not even talk about the psychological toll of long-duration space travel. These are all massive challenges that SpaceX is working on, but Musk remains confident that we could see the first human missions to Mars within the next decade. Of course, not all of Musk's space ambitions are about Mars. He's also aiming to make space accessible to everyone and not just astronauts. SpaceX is at the forefront of the burgeoning space tourism industry. In September 2021, SpaceX launched the Inspiration 4 mission, the first all-civilian spaceflight to orbit Earth. 4 ordinary people, well, 3 ordinary people and a billionaire, were launched into space aboard a SpaceX Dragon capsule, where they orbited Earth for 3 days. This mission was a massive milestone because it showed that space tourism isn't some far-off dream. It's happening now. And SpaceX isn't stopping there. With Starship, the company plans to offer trips around the moon, and yes, eventually trips to Mars. Imagine that a future where taking a vacation means hopping on a rocket and spending a few weeks on another planet. We're still a long way from space travel becoming as common as hopping on a plane, but with SpaceX's rapid progress, it's no longer science fiction. Now, it's important to recognize that Elon Musk's space ambitions aren't without controversy. Some critics argue that focusing so much on space colonization ignores the problems we face here on Earth, like climate change, poverty, and inequality. Shouldn't we be fixing our problems at home before we start thinking about Mars? Musk, of course, has a response to this. He argues that it's not an either-or situation. In his view, we need to tackle both. In fact, many of the technologies being developed for space exploration, like advanced recycling systems, renewable energy, and sustainable agriculture, could actually have enormous benefits for Earth. And then there's the environmental cost of launching rockets. Despite SpaceX's focus on reusability, every launch still emits a significant amount of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Musk has said that he wants to make space travel carbon neutral, but that's still a challenge SpaceX has yet to solve. As much as Musk is driving this vision, it's also important to think about the future of space exploration beyond him. Elon Musk is undeniably a driving force, but space is too big, too vast, and too important to be defined by any one individual. Musk's real legacy might not just be the companies he's built, but the mindset he's inspired, that space isn't something distant or out of reach. It's something we can and must explore. The next few decades are going to be critical. We'll likely see humans back on the moon, maybe even on Mars. We'll see private space stations, space hotels, and who knows what else. The possibilities are endless, and Elon Musk has kickstarted a space race unlike any we've seen before. That was it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to drop a like and subscribe to a channel. See you next time. Till then, have a good day.